In traditional Africa, there was and still exists an opportunity for advice, guidance, and wisdom to be passed on from one generation to the next through storytelling. Today, we can leverage technology to still achieve the same objective of getting wisdom from people who are older than us. You can talk or you can engage someone who is older or someone who has gone through something that you aspire to go through to be able to get experiences and guidance on how to approach whatever it is that you want to approach. Which is why at the beginning of 2023, I reached out to over 250 of my friends, majority of whom are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, because I wanted to also find out from them what it is that they would consider to be lessons that they have picked over the years and priorities that are important to them. I'm grateful to my friends because they were kind enough to respond to my questions. In fact, a number of them also called on telephone and we had long hour conversations about those same priorities. And what you'll find from this particular videos is the broad areas or things that are critical or that all those people thought should be a priority. And the idea here is this, is that as you grow older, priorities change. And the things that probably you thought were important when you were young end up being not so important. Or others that you thought were not important ends up being very important as you become older or as you progress in life. That's what we will be looking at today. And over the next couple of weeks, we will end up looking further at each of these particular items that I'm going to mention. When I look at the responses that I got, I can group them into 5 categories. Those are the topics that we will be looking at and covering as we go along. The first one revolves around your career and business. These are the things that you should, focus on, the things that a lot of people feel have more weight as you grow older, and how in general you should treat your career and business. The second item or the second response that you should think about is with regard to relationships, and in particular here the relationships with or within your family as well as your network that you should build over time and how you should treat those two. The number 3 item or the number 3 priority revolves around your health. How important it is for you to know how you are going to nurture both your physical, mental, as well as emotional well-being as you go through various stages of life. The fourth one is with regard to retirement. The understanding that the work that you're doing, your professional career or your business, there'll come a time when you will probably step back. And that does not mean that you stop living, but you stop the business or the day-to-day activities involving a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to your career or your business, or if you are doing a 9 to 5 where you work. The final one, and I know this may be a bit or may sound morbid, is with regard to your mortality. The understanding that you will die. I know that's a heavy one, but the clarity that comes with life when you know that your time here is very limited is something that a lot of people seem to think that you should take into consideration as you grow older. And that will allow you to avoid a lot of unnecessary noise, unnecessary issues that probably are not so important. Over the coming weeks and months, we will dig into each of those topics. looking in particular at the responses that I got from my friends, as well as looking in general at how you should approach each of the topics as you grow older, as you go through life. And if you have any ideas or if you have feedback on any of those topics, or you would want to participate in a conversation around those topics, I would welcome you to reach out to me, or you leave a comment and I'll reach out to you and we can see how we can do this. In the meantime, if you are over the age of 30, if you are over the age of 40, 50, or 60, I would suggest that you consider starting a YouTube channel. And I will explain in the next video why it is important or why you need to have a YouTube channel for your career as well as for your business. In the meantime, have a good one.